Morning, guys. Sergio here, Toreros, talking about Hispanic marketing. And today I'm going to talk about 5 mistakes that I saw in 2021. Okay, 2022 is ready. I know all of you guys are ready to go, ready to make a difference in your businesses. However, I'm going to give you these five mistakes that I saw. We fix. Well, this is something that we fix it for companies, and uh, and then the sales start to skyrocket. Number one mistake in 2021 was the language. Okay, the language, you cannot target other culture only by the language. See, and what I mean by that is there are slangs that you don't know. There are uh, 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 behaviors. There are cultural things, right? And that you don't understand. And the first thing that you have to do is, of course, get someone from that culture. I have a saying: become that culture that you seek. Okay, so with that in mind, is one mistake is they don't have or do not have the right people in charge in their marketing when it's about targeting an other culture. So number one mistake is not about language; it's about the culture. Okay, so write it down. I need an Hispanic if you want to target Hispanics. I need a Chinese. I need an African American. So depends on the culture you're looking for. Hide the right people. Because, for example, for Hispanics, I can tell you, I had companies that hire me only for translations, and when we do the translation, that's not a problem. But I always ask them, "What do you want it for? What do you want to accomplish with this?" Oh, we have a marketing campaign going on in Arizona, and then I said, "Well, this is not going to work." So what do you mean it's not gonna work? It's in Spanish. They're gonna understand it. Yes, sir. They will understand it. But the words that you use in here for Colombians are offensive, and for Venezuelans as well. For Mexico, don't. So you have to understand that, and we have a second meaning in a lot of words. We use a lot of second meaning in our communication. And I saw the script, and it's like, this is gonna sound right to them. It's up to you, right? So then, of course, like after a couple conversation, they understand it, and we make it. We fix it. It's not like you're on your own, right? We explain it why we didn't translate it literally. So that's number one, and that's one of the examples that I can give you. Number two, the budget, guys. I'm in Texas, right? I'm in Texas, but we analyze in all the markets: California, Georgia, Florida, Carolinas, whatever. So we have clients all around the globe, uh, and the demographic change. I want to give you a task. Go to the census in 2020 results, and you will see how the states change. For example, in Texas, Hispanic community now represent 39.3%, and the Anglo community represent 39.7%, right there. Arizona, same thing. It doubles, right? And I said they're more Hispanic than Anglos. California, well, same thing. But there's a lot of Swift in uh, the communities in different states that are happening, and you should look into it. Why? Because if you have, let's say, 20% of your budget and try to reach half of the city, it's not gonna work. That's why your campaign doesn't work, because you don't have enough money. Because in your mind you're still thinking, hey, it's a minority, It's not a minority anymore. And number two, with that is like, for example, you can put a 20% where for the Latino community of your budget in Ohio, and it's like they only represent like 10-12%. So it's too much. Okay? So allocate the right amount depending of the demographic. Okay, that is the number two. Budgeting the right amount. It may not seem logic to you, but numbers don't lie. Okay, numbers don't lie. You need more money, and there's other uh, demographics emerging, right? Not only the Latino community is growing fast. There's other, like Chinese, Koreans, Vietnamese. Uh, those communities are growing really, really fast. So that's the number two. Number three, uh, assumptions. It's a, I can tell you how many times I've been talking. I talked in 2020 with companies looking to target the Hispanic community, and you just assume. And I think this is tricky because you get the information from the wrong people. Okay, from the wrong people. What I mean by that? What I mean is you have uh, dentist office, right? Law firm, whatever, you're a service provider. And then you see a patient comes in and it's Latino. Then the next day, and then the next day. I say, you know what, I want to hire a bilingual person. Then you hire a bilingual person. And then the bilingual person, you see, he connects with them, talk to the language, blah, blah, blah. And then the bilingual person becomes your marketing director. You didn't hire her for social media management because it becomes everything in Spanish: social media management, uh, media buyer, translation, everything, just because she knows Spanish. That is a wrong thing to do. And then you assume that she is a marketing director and becomes a marketing. I saw it. I seen him before. So it's like, dude, she don't even start. Actually, she didn't even like marketing. But whatever. Anyway, that's it. Don't make assumptions just because of the information you have. Seek information. There's a lot of data out there. You can go to the Hispanic uh, Marketing Association. I have some case studies in our website in HispanicMarketingFirm.com. I have whatever. There's a lot of resources. eMarketer, Google data. They have a lot of good information about the Hispanic consumer. Dig deeper, right? Find information, and then when you find information, find the information that applies to your area. Yeah, it's not the same the Hispanic guy in Texas than the Hispanic guy in New York. See, they're totally different. Okay, so make sure you do not assume, right? Um, the other thing is in the advertising aspect, right? The advertising aspect is really important for people to see themselves doing it, And what I mean by that is you want to do it all. You want to be in front of the camera, you want to write a copy, you want to do it everything. Guys, like I said before, there's words that means totally different and they have actually different connotation for South Americans, Mexicans, and Caribbeans. So make sure that you're running by a guy that knows. For example, let's say I'm in Houston. I know there's a lot of Mexicans here, but there's a lot of Colombians, Venezuelans. So every script that we write for Houston, it has to run by a Colombian, and Venezuela. Then companies that we have in Virginia, when we run scripts or write scripts for uh, Virginia, Salvadorians, Honduras, and Mexico. Then when we run scripts for Florida, uh, Orlando, Cubans, Venezuelans, Colombians. See, so I know who is the majority. Probably you say, of course, there are Mexicans everywhere. Yes, there are, but you go with the odds, right? So you get the demographics and you say, man, 50% of the Hispanics are Colombian, or 50% of the Hispanics are Cubans. So you make sure that you talking like them. So don't try to do it yourself. Don't try to make it like, hey, I'm the gringo that speaks Spanish. That thing, it works in 1980, something like that. In the early 2000s, it works perfectly. Right now, if you doing that, if you have enough money to waste, that's fine. But if you're doing that, you're wasting your money because you're not gonna connect. You're just gonna be a clown, right? And well, but that's my opinion. And the last mistake is the website, the SEO in Spanish. Google now can give you a rank for the language. What I mean by that means that I have clients that they have a blog in Spanish and they looking to rank #1 in Google just because they have a blog in Spanish. It doesn't work that way. Clients that I have that are big enough, we have two websites, completely different websites, one in Spanish and one in English. And I manage both, and we do SEO for both, and we do blogs for both, everything for both websites. Why? Because you do not want to get Google confused, right? That two, when you index the website, you make sure that you do it properly so you can rank faster. So you have to have a different website. It may be a microsite. Probably you're not gonna put too much money because it's just a small percentage. That's fine. You don't believe it, but it has to be different. Ask an IT guy, ask a website guy, hey, I need a subdomain or another domain in Spanish, replicate, mirror my website because I need full power for SEO in Spanish. Okay, 5 mistakes that we fixed for companies in 2021. Those are the top 5. There's more. I can make another video if you guys like it, like the video. Thank you so much for subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow me as an Hispanic influencer. Email me, message me, DM me with any question. I will answer at the earliest capability. Thank you so much. Have a good one.